Welcome. I am Day, a woman in recovery from loss, grief, trauma, and addiction. I have found that in my years of active recovery, that upon waking it is useful for me to affirm and devote myself to the need of my recovery, the one who ties all of the pieces of me together gently and lovingly to face each day. With these daily affirmations, reflections, and devotions, walk with me on the journey of renewal and self reflection. And remember that you are not alone. Fear meets Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, members for AA members. January 3rd, powerless. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 21. It is no coincidence that the very first step mentions powerlessness. An admission of a personal powerlessness over alcohol is a cornerstone of the foundation of recovery. I've learned that I do not have the power and control I once thought I had. I am powerless over what people think about me. I am powerless over having just missed the bus. I am powerless over how other people work or don't work, the steps. But I've also learned I am not powerless over some things. I am not powerless over my attitudes. I am not powerless over negativity. I am not powerless over assuming responsibility for my own recovery. I have the power to exert a positive influence on myself, my loved ones, and the world in which I live. Courage to heal, one day at a time in Al Anon. Fair use, January 3rd. I am writing my life story with every single today. Am I moving in a positive direction? If not, perhaps I need to make some changes. I can do nothing to change the past except stop repeating it in the present. Going to Al Anon meetings and practicing the principles of the program are some of the ways in which I am already breaking out of unhealthy and unsatisfying patterns of the past. I believe that my life is built upon layers of little everyday accomplishments. When I think this way, setting goals and taking small risks becomes nothing more than a daily striving to make my life better. Taking some tiny action each day can be much more effective than weeks and months of inactivity, followed by a frenzied attempt to make radical changes overnight. It certainly leaves me more serene. When I face a new challenge, I try to take my beginning, whatever it may be, and start from there. Today's reminder: no one can make me change. No one can stop me from changing. No one really, excuse me, no one really knows how I must change. Not even I. Not until I start, I will remember that it only takes a slight shift in direction to begin to change my life. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. Fair use. Just for today. Narcotics Anonymous, January 3rd. Our greatest need. We eventually redefine our beliefs and understanding to the point where we see that our greatest need is for knowledge of God's will for us and the strength to carry that out. Basic text, page 48. When we first arrived in NA, we had all kinds of ideas of what we needed. Some of us set our sights on amassing personal possessions. We thought recovery equaled outward success, but recovery does not equal success. Today, we believe that our greatest need is for spiritual guidance and strength. The greatest damage done to us by our addiction was the damage done to our spirituality. Our primary motivation was dictated by our disease to get, to use, and to find ways and means to get more. Enslaved by our overwhelming need for drugs, our lives lacked purpose and connection. We were spiritually bankrupt. Sooner or later, we realized that our greatest need in recovery is for knowledge of God's will for us and the strength to carry that out. There, we find the direction and sense of purpose our addiction had hidden from us. In our God's will, we find freedom from self-will. No longer driven only by our own needs, we are free to live with others on an equal footing. There's nothing wrong with outward success, but without the spiritual connection offered by the NA program, our greatest need in recovery goes unmet, regardless of how successful we may be. Just for today, I will seek the fulfillment of my greatest need, a vital guiding connection with the God of my understanding. Fair use. Today, Emotion Anonymous, January 3rd. Reflection for today. No machine can last forever without periodic maintenance. Some of this can be done while the machine is in operation. Oiling, tuning, cleaning. Other types of maintenance require downtime. In working the program, some steps are operating steps and some are more likely to be downtime steps. Steps 1 through 3, 10, and 12 are important in our operating maintenance. Steps 4 through 9 may require downtime. Step 11 is a sort of bridge between and helps us know when downtime is needed. Meditation for today. May I keep on top of what is happening enough to know when I need downtime. May I plan some downtime in the near future to do some preventative maintenance work on my program. Today I will remember I cannot afford not to take periodic downtime. Daily affirmations, strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. January 3rd. Step 1. We admitted we were powerless over the effects of alcoholism or other family dysfunction, that our lives have become unmanageable. BRB, page 118. Of course we are powerless. Haven't we been powerless most of our lives? In ACA, we learn to think of this word in a new light. When we hang around meetings long enough to listen, we find that our very power comes from surrender. The first step tells us that we have actually been giving away our power at the exact time we sought to keep it. As we learn to helpfully surrender by walking away and letting go, we begin experiencing a new freedom. We stop trying to fix others so that we can feel more comfortable, and in the process teach them how to take care of us. We take care of ourselves and allow others to fall down and not get up, if that is what they must do. We walk away from the emotional car crashes that have caused us to feel like victims most of our lives. We realize we never really have the power to change anyone. especially those we grew up with. As we make healthier choices, we start to see results in our lives. It is no longer the right thing to complain when we can just simply step away from the dialogue. Because we know value, because we now value our serenity, we release the idea that it is our job to change the world around us. On this day, I see wonderful things happening in my life as I loosen my grip and let go. Please subscribe, like, share, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be.